Hey everyone, today I'm going to be talking to you about my AR-15 from BCM. This is the BCM RECCE 16 KMR 13 Mark II. I've fallen in love with this rifle, and as you can see I've added some stuff to it, so I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through everything on it, all the different features and aspects of it, and then show you some of my accuracy testing and just my overall opinions on this rifle. So hope you guys enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a lot of the specs and features of this rifle real quick. There's a whole long list of them on the BCM website, so I'm just going to hit the high points, but I'm going to go ahead and put a link to that site below just so you can see all the different features that they list for yourself. But like I said, some of the high points: it's a 16-inch barrel with a BCM Gunfighter Mod 0 compensator. The KMR rail is 13 inches. It has a dark bronze Cerakote. On the BCM website itself, I think that's the only color that it comes in, but you can get the ones with just the quad rail, I think, in all black. But it has a BCM Gunfighter grip, stock, trigger guard. It has M4 feed ramps. The bolt and bolt carrier are all high pressure tested, magnetic particle inspected. The barrel is not chrome line, it's a manganese phosphate barrel finish. It comes with the ALG Defense ACT trigger, which I'm a big fan of. Really high quality. So that's some of the kind of the big stuff involved in this thing. But again, you can take a look for yourself to see the whole long laundry list of things that they advertise as features and aspects of this rifle. But long story short, a lot of really high quality parts comes together for a really awesome rifle. So as far as what this rifle comes with, they're really nice about including a lot of swag. So you get each one of them comes with a BCM hat. They're not always this color. I think it's pretty much randomized as far as which hat you get, whether it be there's one that's more of a green, there's some that are more of a tan, but you get a hat. You get a couple of these Keymod rail sections. This is the longer one, and then I have the shorter one installed there, as you'll see with the Inforce light on it. It comes with a whole bunch of stickers, decals, which I've put on all my stuff. They're really good about giving you stuff like that to help advertise themselves, which I'm okay with. And then it also comes with one of these GI style magazines with the BCM branded magazines, and then it has a no-tilt follower. So it's a good magazine, pretty much a standard US GI style mag, but a good one nonetheless. And then the manual it comes with is the standard military style M4 user manual. So nothing too groundbreaking there, but I mean, everything applies to it, so you don't really need anything too revolutionary as far as these things go. So let's go ahead and do a quick walkthrough of all the different components on this thing. So you have a BCM Gunfighter Mod 0 stock. As you can see, it's got a little cutout right here, so you can put a rubber band in there, which will help secure your sling when it's not in use. It does have QD attachment points on both sides. It doesn't come with a swivel. I believe this is just the Magpul branded swivel, but it does have a slot on both sides. It is a mil-spec buffer tube, so it's got the mil-spec stock, and then it is adjustable for length of pull. It has a staked castle nut, so you don't have to worry about this thing coming loose. One other thing on the inside, the buffer spring, I can't remember the material that it's made out of, but it makes it pretty much silent while you're firing, so you don't have that really annoying twangy sound that you normally get with AR-15s when you're firing, which I appreciate. You do have a forward assist, so this isn't one of the cheaper AR-15s, which or I should say less expensive AR-15s that doesn't have anything like that, or a deflector or anything. It does have the ejection port cover. I put the Noveske Magpul short throw safety on there. It comes with just kind of a standard mil-spec safety. It has the BCM Gunfighter grip. Now, as far as the grips go, a lot of the firearms I've had in the past, including some of my current AKs, I have the Magpul grips on there, and I like the MOE grips a lot. I like the BAD grip, but I'm really liking the Gunfighter grip a lot. Just really fills the hand, has a really good texture on it. It's not too light, not too heavy. So I'm really digging that. Has the ALG Defense ACT trigger, which I really like. It's a big step up from your standard mil-spec trigger. It's really crisp, has really good reset, and I went ahead and put on a BAD lever, which I put on all my AR-15s. Just makes locking the bolt back and releasing the bolt way more simple. If you have to lock it back for, say, like a double feed or something like that, just makes the process a whole lot nicer. It does not come with the Magpul MBUS Pro sights or really anything on top of this rail. When it comes, the rail is completely empty. Went ahead and put the MBUS Pros on there, which I've been really liking. Have the Primary Arms Advanced Micro Dot on a American Defense quick detach riser, so that allows me to do an absolute co-witness. You see the Magpul forward sling mount. This is the BCM KAG, which I believe stands for Kinesthetic Angled Grip. I'm not 100% if I'm going to keep this on here, but it is really nice as more of a hand stop. I'm not a big fan of the vertical grips, so this is really unobtrusive and really lightweight. Really trying to keep the weight on this thing down, which is why I don't have a whole bunch of heavy stuff bolted on it. Obviously the MBUS Pro front sight. I have the rail segment that comes with the rifle on there, with the Haley Strategic offset flashlight mount with a Haley Strategic branded Inforce WML. It has the BCM Gunfighter Mod 0 muzzle compensator, which works really well as both a flash suppressor and a compensator. As you can see, the barrel is marked for 5.56 and is a 1 in 7 twist, which is really nice. Really likes the heavier weight bullets, but it shoots 55 grain no problem. I haven't shot anything lighter than 55 grain, so I can't speak for anything lower than that, but I'm sure it'll be just fine. It's been a really accurate barrel, as you'll see later. So I'm going to go ahead now and open this bad boy up so you can take a look at the stuff on the inside. So let me just do this real quick. Flip this guy over. And let's see. So the bolt is, as I said, it's magnetic particle inspected, so you don't have to worry about any faults with this thing. It does have a staked gas key, as you can see. These bolt carrier groups are really awesome. I know a lot of people who on their custom builds will put the BCM Gunfighter, or excuse me, just the BCM bolt carrier in their rifles, and I believe right now on their website it might not be running anymore, but if you buy an upper from BCM, it comes with a free BCM bolt carrier group. The key is chrome lined, and then with these the bolt itself, the ejector and extractor, especially the extractor, this thing is really awesome. I know a lot of people who, if they don't have BCM bolts, they do buy their upgrade kit for the extractor. So it comes with a spring, it comes with a standard little plug that goes in it, and then it has a little O-ring, so you really don't have to worry about this extractor wearing out anytime soon. This thing will work like a champ, and as you'll see in the video that I roll in later, has really positive ejection and really consistent ejection at that. But it's full auto rated bolt carrier, and it's just really high quality. This thing has been running like a champ. I've had zero issues with it, but it's just a really high quality bolt carrier. And then, as I said already, or I may not have, I'm not sure, this is the BCM Gunfighter Mod 4 charging handle, so it's the medium sized latch here. This just makes actuating the slide a whole lot, or excuse me, actuating the bolt a whole lot easier. I really like it. Just a nice big chunk of metal to be able to grab onto. They do have latches that are sized down from this, and they have ones that are sized up. And then, if I haven't mentioned already, they also have the ambidextrous one as well. But I'm really liking this one. I probably won't be replacing it, at least not anytime soon. But really liking that. And then, I'll go ahead and just break this whole thing down so I can show you. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this, but it does have M4 feed ramps in there. And then the Cerakote does extend to the inside of the receiver. But I haven't seen any issues from that so far. And then, as I said, it's got the ACT trigger, which is a really nice, really crisp trigger. And then again, this is the short throw Noveske safety. But to go ahead and just demonstrate this trigger to you, there's really no take up at all. As soon as you start applying pressure, it's going towards releasing the hammer. And then the reset is really nice too. It's not a whole lot of travel. It's a really positive, you can hear it, you can feel it, and then it doesn't take a whole lot to release the trigger again with really no over travel. So a really high quality trigger. I'm really liking this thing. Really before this, I've only had experience with your standard mil spec triggers, but this is definitely a step up from that. And of course I'm forgetting to put everything back in it. But if you don't know, ALG Defense is a subsidiary or a sister company to Geisley Automatics, who make probably some of the best triggers for ARs. So you have a really high quality name behind this thing, as if its quality in of itself wasn't enough. So been really happy with all the stuff so far. And because this is a complete BCM rifle, all the parts are made to go together, so you don't have to worry about the buffer or the spring being too weak. With a mid-length gas system, everything is just working smoothly together, and has proven to be really awesome so far. So I've purposely configured this rifle to try to keep it as lightweight as possible, which is one reason I'm thinking about maybe even removing this KAG up here. It's nice, but while it looks cool and adds that little cool guy feature, I don't have a whole lot of use for it. I don't find myself really relying on it that much, but it is kind of nice to have a point of reference up there. But while BCM doesn't actually advertise a weight on this, and I haven't endeavored to weigh it myself because I don't have a really accurate scale, but it's an extremely lightweight rifle. So I've tried to keep it as light as possible because of that. Hence why I have the micro dot on it. And then that's another reason why I went with these Magpul MBUS Pro sights. They're super low profile, as you can see. They sit really flat, and they're not spring actuated, so you do have to manually actuate it. But these things are really nice. The rear sight has 2 different apertures you can use. It has a kind of more confined further range aperture, as well as a more combat close range aperture. And then and also one nice thing with these two, with the rear sight and the front sight, it is all toolless adjustments, so you can very easily adjust both the windage and the elevation on these things without having to worry about having a sight adjustment tool. And then here on the front sight, it's just a really simple post design up there. Again, it's all toolless. Now I'm not sure if you can swap out this post with more traditional front posts that you can get on a regular AR style front post, but it's very easy to just throw some high-vis paint on the front there if that's more your style. But these are mostly here as a backup. But it's always good to have a good set of backup iron sights, in my opinion. Even though this micro dot is advertised the last 5 years, I really want something to back it up just in case. Or even, if the glass cracks or whatever, that's one reason I went with a quick release on there, just so I can take it off in a hurry if I have to. At this point in time, I have close to 900 rounds through this particular rifle here. It came with Slip 2000 already on it, as well as a free sample of Slip 2000, which is how I learned about Slip 2000. And I've loved that. It's had 0 malfunctions. I've used it in below freezing temperatures, in rain, snow, but it's functioned flawlessly for me. These BCM makes a really good rifle. I know there's a lot of good rifle companies out there, but BCM is definitely up there, especially when it comes to cost. But I've been really happy with this thing. Before this, I had a Smith & Wesson M&P15, which was really great. I've never had any malfunctions with that one either. But I wanted some things different. I wanted to put a free float handguard on it. I wanted a mid-length gas system. I wanted to change out a bunch of stuff. I wanted to change out the charging handle. There were so many things that I wanted to change out that I figured it might behoove me to just get rid of that one and then buy a rifle configured as I want it, as opposed to kind of building my own Franken gun. So I went ahead and sold that one and then picked up this thing, and I haven't looked back ever since. This thing has been a dream to shoot. It looks amazing. It functions flawlessly, and I have no problem trusting my life to this if I ever am in a situation where I have to do that. This thing has just run like a champ the entire time. And then just as importantly, this thing is really accurate. Now, as I've mentioned in my other videos, I'm not the greatest shooter in the world. I'll be the first to admit that. So I know that this gun's going to be more accurate than I am. But I went ahead and did some target kind of precision stuff with it today. And I shot it as configured, so I was using this primary arms red dot, 0 magnification, and I was shooting it at 50 yards, and I got some really nice groups out of it, some better than others, but I'll go ahead and show those to you now. So first, I have, here in the middle, I have this was shooting Wolf Gold, which is the really awesome ammo. I shoot it a lot, especially for training. It functions awesome. I've never had any issues with it. But 55 grain full metal jacket. Again, this is at 50 yards, so you know that's all maybe 3/4 MOA there. And then I went ahead and shot some heavier stuff. So I went to the PMC X-Tac, which is the 62 grain green tip stuff from PMC, and this is a really nice group for me, especially. I know with magnification it'd probably tighten up even more, but you know that's right around half MOA. Again, this is at 50 yards though. And then this same group or a different group, but from PMC X-Tac as well, opened up a little bit. And then on the right hand side here, I was shooting the Herder's 55 grain full metal jacket, which is it's basically tool ammo. I have one here. Even the bottom of the casing is branded tool ammo. I'm not sure if that's going to focus, but it's branded tool ammo. They just repackage it and sell it as Herder's, but it works really nicely. It is steel cased, but this rifle eats steel cased ammo like it's nothing. So some of the groups were better than others with this stuff, but still sub MOA at 50 yards. And then this one opened up a little bit, and then I also noticed the Herder's was shooting a little bit lower, but all told that's about just over 1.5 MOA. And then these two are just from the guy who was in the lane next to me shooting his Mosin. He decided to do some cross lane shooting and put a couple holes on my target. But here, again, at 50 yards, this middle one is Wolf Gold. Opened up a little bit, still not terrible. And then up here I have the American Eagle XM 193, so still under 1 MOA. And then went down here to the PMC X-Tac. I know on this one I didn't have a very good trigger pull, so that flyer is probably due to me. But still, I have 2 rounds touching, and the whole thing's about 1.5 inches. Then up here, I did another one of the PMC X-Tac 62 grain. It's about 1.5 right there, all told. And then the Herder's again, which overall is right around 2 inches. Oh, sorry about that again. The whole thing, still getting used to this camera, guys, so I'm sorry if I'm out of shot on a couple of these, but right around 2 inches for that group there. So fairly good accuracy, especially for me. And and I have no doubts that if you're a better shooter than I am, which isn't saying too much, or if you got some magnified optic, it's going to be really, really good for you. Especially with the 1 in 7 twist, it seems to like the heavier stuff more. You're shooting that 62 grain really, really nicely. I really want to get some 77 grain, kind of more match style ammunition to see if I can even tighten the groups up even more and maybe put a magnifier on there just to see what this thing can do. But been really happy with the accuracy so far. Now I'll also add that this is the first rifle that I've had that's used the Keymod system as far as attaching things to the handrail. I've really, really liked it so far. I will suggest if you don't already have a good set of Torx bits to be able to attach these things on, BCM on their website sells a tool specifically for this size. It's a T15 Torx driver here, and for those of you who aren't aware how the Keymod works, basically you have these little sections down here, and then when you loosen these things up, it opens up that little mouth right there, so you can put it into those sections, slide them all the way forward, and then there's a little lip back here that locks in to the back side of the rail, and then you tighten it down and it just cinches on there really nicely. And then these are direction specific. I'm not sure if you could even put them on the wrong way, but on the inside there you can see that it does mark which side is supposed to go forward. And then I really like the way BCM has designed these rail sections. The forward and aft ends of these are a lot smoother than typical rail sections. Especially this cut here, you see. This cut here is from my 590A1 shotgun. I have a light mount on that, and I took a shotgun class yesterday, and the rail section was giving me a couple bites, which was not too fun. But I hope you got something out of this video. I've fallen in love with this rifle, as I said. BCM makes an amazing rifle. This is not going to be leaving my possession anytime soon. I know there's a lot of really good brands out there, but definitely glad that I went with BCM. So if you have a BCM, or if you have another AR-15 that you really, really like, that you would suggest to people, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave that as well. But I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a good one.